Keanu, hybrid, we're going to do Stairway to Heaven, but I'm not just going to teach this to you because it's a cool song for fingerstyle. We're also going to look at the origination of the chords, in other words, the opening, the fact that that is an A minor, how to adapt it to other G minor, F sharp minor. We're going to explain things like that as well. But quickly, let's first have an overview of the piece you're going to learn. It's going to start and sound something like this. The PDF will be sent through with as well, so you can look at the tab if you want to while watching the video. And here we go. That's part A. Now, we said we're going to sit and break down the chords, what we're actually doing, the voicings, the picking patterns. So let's first of all get the picking pattern, because I think once we got that out the way, we can focus the rest of the lesson on your chord voicings. Now, we're not going to use the pinky. So the pinky that's tapping on the guitar there, that you can actually rest on the guitar if it's easier for you, might give a bit of support. And then finger one is playing the third string, middle finger, second string, ring finger on the first string. So those are dedicated one finger per string. So you're going to pluck them. If you look up real close, you can see there, trying to get the shadow nice and clear, like that. Your thumb is going to pluck strings 4, 5, and 6 as necessary. Okay, so if I put an A minor in place, which looks like this, just a quick A minor, this is fret number 5. Your first finger is flat across the first 3 strings in fret 5. Ring finger is going to go to string 4, fret 7. This is A minor, okay. And your opening, you can see that finger technique now nice and clearly, is going to go thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, first chord. Now, a little bit about this chord over here. We said we wanted to learn voicings. Voicing is a fancy name for how to play a chord a different way. For example, A minor here, we could call that voicing 1, for example. This is voicing 2. We can call that also A minor voicing 2. There's an A minor here. They're all over the place. So we're not going to cover too many. I just want to know, first of all, definitions. Definitions are important. So if we're talking about different ways to play it, different voicings, we're referring to a different way to play a basic chord, because we often think of A minor as, well, that's A minor. I mean, that's A minor. Okay. Now, on the movability of chords, I don't know if you've covered bar chords. If you have covered bar chords with your previous teacher, please let me know. If not, I'm going to then dedicate a bar chord session for you as well, because it's very, very important. But first of all, on this A minor here, another chord that's very popular in other songs is F sharp minor, which is this. And you'll notice over there that nothing's really changed. I've just taken the A minor, which is from fret 5 and 7. This is the root note or the bass note. So this note is A. And we've taken this shape and slid it back to fret 2. So what we're trying to teach over here is that these shapes are movable. So you're not just learning a song, you're also learning different chords that we can adapt to different positions on your guitar by simply moving it. This means, of course, you have to know your string names, your note names, but we'll get into that. So lesson 4 over here, first of all, the opening chord for Stairway to Heaven, and B, we can move it. This is F minor, for example, F sharp minor, G minor. You'll notice the shape is the same. G sharp minor, A sharp minor, B minor. Okay, sharps and flats we're going to get into later, but let's go on with the song. Now we've done the first part, sounds like this, and we're going to add the next chord in. Let's try and get a nice overview of the chord shapes there. I'm sitting a bit awkward now, so if I fall off the chair, please don't laugh. Okay, but I want to try and get a nice view so you can see the fingers on the fretting hand. One more time. Now, on the picking pattern over here, I'm going to keep the chord in the side. You'll notice at the tab, there's a 6 and a 7 on strings 4 and 1. they must be played at the same time. So you're going to do this. And then you're going to pluck string 2, 3, 1. One more time, slow motion, get a bit closer. Try definitely not to fall off the chair. And we're going to have this. So if we put the first chord and second chord together, okay, now I'm not going to go too much into the theory of the name for this chord because it's an augmented with the seventh and some weird other stuff, but it's not a very popular chord. You're not going to use it a lot, so I'm going to go for the more relevant chords. In other words, stay focused with what you can use a lot. For this song you use it once, and I don't think I've played this chord ever again in any other song. I'm sure I will somewhere, but not yet. The third chord is a bit of a stretch. Now you'll notice my thumb for the first chord, check here. Second chord, now watch my thumb. See the little disappear there? See my thumb disappear? That's to help get the stretch on the pinky, because the pinky has to go all the way to fret number 8. The picking pattern is the same for the second and third chord, so you're starting off with a double pick over there as well. You're starting off with that. You got that same thumb and first finger or third finger on the first string, sorry, played at the same time. Okay, we got that. Now this is actually C, believe it or not. You can hear it C, just a different voicing. That's what we spoke about earlier as well. And this actually comes from the G-shaped bar chord. There's my G-shaped bar chord. That's the bass note, which is C. So that's a C chord. We're just playing the bottom half, so we're ignoring the top two, and that's C. Also quite cool. Next shape now, we have to jump down. So it's a nice lead from here, second chord, third chord, and now watch the movement back into this shape. Now so far finger 1 is staying across the bottom 4 strings, even though sometimes it only needs to be on the bottom 3. I wanted to stay on the bottom 4 because it was there for the C shape. Didn't need it for the A minor, didn't need it for that augmented chord, but it came in advance for the C. So you sort of pre-positioned your first finger. Very important to make sure your fingers' movements are sort of thought out in advance. Then you jump down to fret number 2, and this is another way to play D. We're going to use this chord quite a lot. And the picking pattern, exactly the same. So we're back to that whole. And notice as well that when I'm picking, this is wrong. I've seen some guys do some very animated sort of like, and that might seem exaggerated, but trust me, I have seen 1 or 2 students do that. So try and keep this part of your hand here that I'm holding, try and keep it sort of pretty, so the fingers are doing the work, not the wrist. Try and avoid what I'm doing now. Try and keep it more like this. So if I put the whole thing together, you're going to have, you can see minimal wrist movement. Okay, now on the D, middle finger is on the second string, 3rd fret. You can see the nut at the top there, just get a bit of an overview. And the ring finger is sitting on the 4th fret of the 4th string. This is also D. It's actually called D/F sharp because the bass note is an F sharp. And it's quite a nice passing, especially if you're doing other songs where you're going G to D like that. So in other contexts, very useful chord. So we got that, same picking. After that, we're going to go to, okay, I think I got the picking pattern wrongly, but it's an F major 7 chord. It looks like C with fingers 2 and 3 down a string. So it's like that. And the important part is that your open first string must ring. So it's going to be like this. I now got it right that time. Sorry about the previous one. Okay, so it's all done in one take, and just listen for the timing change. So it's twice the length. All the others are counting 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So that little gap there where I didn't say 1, that is a rest. you let the notes ring. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And then you finish off with the, and just watch the middle finger there. It's basically a G with a B bass, but I didn't put the names of the chords in because it's basically just a passing. So the shape is that and nothing else. And you're plucking both the 5th, 3rd and 2nd strings together. And from there to A minor. And now you play the basic original A minor voicing that I'm sure you're familiar with. Before you repeat, you go to the 5th string. Thumb's definitely going to work it. You pluck it open and you'll do a slide up to fret 8 and fret 7. Now the starting fret is not important, so if you start at fret 4 or fret 5 or even fret 6, you can't really tell that much of a difference. The important thing is not to linger and then slide, because then you've committed a note. So you want to just work on the actual slide itself. More of a different view there. You can see it now maybe a bit better. And you can hear no matter which string I start, or which fret I start, sorry, on that string, it sounds cool. Now I'm going to try and get a nice comfy sort of view here. And you can focus one more time before I say goodbye. And here we go, the introduction for Stairway to Heaven. All the legendary songs spring to mind now, so I must get the names. Okay, here is Stairway to Heaven. Nice focus on your fretting hand. I'm going to count to 4, so if you do want to play with me, you can. 2, 3, 4, and... And then part B, we'll tackle on the next video, but I first want some feedback from you. But what I'd love to hear, and your homework for me, is to record yourself as a video, playing it for me as well, so that I can see your techniques, I can monitor what you're doing, and if I feel that I can maybe make a suggestion, then I can say, well, try using this, or maybe your hand must be dropped, or something like that. So give me feedback on this, and these lessons obviously we'll sit and work on outside the actual group, so the groups are still going as per normal, so just bide with the group. Okay, and I hope you enjoy this one. Have a good week, and any questions, queries regarding Stairway to Heaven, don't hesitate, talk to me. You're more than welcome, and have an awesome week, buddy. Take care. Cheers.